The path to Resident Evil Village is finally here, and we have taken the last few weeks to really dig deep and explore every aspect of what the latest installment in the franchise has to offer. Village was an ambitious game. Did it live up to the months of hype that led up to its release? Well, let's get right into it.
Village is a first-person survival horror game that leans more towards action than its predecessor, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Like most installments in the franchise, the player must manage limited resources, conduct inventory management, complete puzzles to move forward, and optionally collect various files that are spread throughout the game world to piece together various puzzle solutions, as well as gaining an understanding of what's going on in the world around them. Village also introduces new concepts to the series, like the Duke's Kitchen, which allows the players to hunt wildlife in order to gain permanent upgrades, such as more health, damage reduction, and faster movement speed. Village also brings back some beloved game mechanics that were found in the fan favorite Resident Evil 4, such as having a merchant to provide and trade supplies, weapons, weapon upgrades, as well as treasures that can be hunted down to earn more money to spend at the merchant. The weapon case inventory system also makes a return. Along the way, you will also find series staple concepts such as using maps to keep track of where you've been, interactable environments such as an explosive barrel or a piece of wood that can be broken down to move forward, and backtracking to previous areas to progress where you couldn't before.
Taking a moment to dive into the gameplay elements of Village, we feel like the inventory management felt like an afterthought. It wasn't ever a case of, I have to leave this behind so I could bring the item with me to move forward. It was more of a case of, how many weapons can I fit into my inventory now? While this is not inherently a bad thing, it definitely doesn't feel like the same style of inventory management that was found in previous titles, even including the game's direct prequel, Resident Evil 7. They chose to go with the same inventory management system as Resident Evil 4 this time around, and for what it's worth, it works. In Village, the crafting system is one of the highlight features of the game. As you play, you will gather resources that are kept outside of your weapon case, and they can be used to craft things such as first aid meds, ammunition, and explosive weaponry. The choice to have these supplies remain outside of the main inventory is a good one, but leaves us scratching our heads as to why they decided that the hunting meats couldn't have been kept in a special inventory as well. However, we will talk more about that when we get into the Duke's Kitchen in a bit.
The merchant, also known as the Duke, plays a heavy role in your progression through the game. You can purchase and upgrade weapons and ammunition, sell treasures that you find, and gather meat from the wildlife that the Duke can prepare in the Duke's Kitchen. The Duke's Kitchen provides permanent buffs to Ethan, such as stamina, fortitude, and the ability to move faster. While the Duke's Kitchen was good in concept, it didn't feel as expansive or fleshed out as we would have liked. Everything else, however, concerning the Duke was right on the money. Treasures make a pleasant return. Players can acquire treasures through defeating enemies, solving puzzles, and scavenging the environment. The backtracking in Village also works very well. The Village location from the beginning to the very end is seen multiple times as you backtrack and have to hit every area to either progress the game or find treasures using the treasure map that the Duke provides. The variety of weapons in this game has been expanded greatly. Almost all of them feel good to use, and all of the weapons can be upgraded to your liking as you progress. We especially enjoyed using the sniper rifle and magnums the most.
The combat in this game feels rewarding, and the gunplay feels solid. Critical shots to the head and the other weak points feel incredibly satisfying. We also really enjoyed the strategy and element to combat. It is really fun to drop a landmine strategically before engaging in a horde of enemies, just so that some sorry lichen can run up to get the jump on you and then explode into a million bits. However, the game has a tendency to take away your ability to take advantage of your hard-earned upgrades, which feels very confusing as it clashes directly with the upgrade system as a whole. This leaves upgrades feeling more satisfying upon New Game Plus playthroughs rather than the first time through.
Moving on to the graphics and sound design, we think this is where Village deserves its biggest praise. The 4K visuals on next-gen consoles are incredible. This is the best looking title on the RE engine. The The gothic horror inspiration found in the castle is our favorite aesthetic in Village, but all of the other environments look gorgeous as well. As far as the sound design, this game offers what we believe is the very best of the RE engine. However, we do recommend that you wear headphones while playing the game, as some audio levels can be a bit strange in other forms of audio output. The soundtrack has more of a presence in this game, and we are particular fans of the unique tracks that play as you encounter certain enemies throughout the experience.
This is a spoiler-free review, so we aren't going to get into much detail as far as the story and the characters. Overall, we here at LTRE found the story and execution of Village to be disappointing. Without getting into specifics, the story doesn't feel as fleshed out and satisfying as we would have liked. Some of the characters have that traditional Wesker and Salazar larger-than-life personalities, such as Lady Delamitresque, but are typically wrapped up rather quickly and left us feeling like they were pretty hollow. If you are interested in more on what we have to say on the story and those characters, be sure to check out our in-depth podcast on Village that will be coming to the channel in a couple of days.
With that being said, we'll leave you with these closing words. Resident Evil Village was definitely ambitious. It was one of the most ambitious titles in the Resident Evil franchise. In some cases, such as the narrative, perhaps it was just a little too ambitious. Overall, Village is definitely worth playing, and you should go pick it up and experience it for yourself if you haven't already. Village definitely has a lot of great things to offer, including amazing visuals, satisfying combat, a rewarding merchant system, good replayability, and extra modes. However, as veteran Resident Evil fans of the franchise, the story and its execution, as well as some questionable game design choices, left us feeling mixed when the credits rolled.
Thank you for watching our spoiler-free review of Resident Evil Village. If you want to know more about how we feel, don't worry, we got you covered. We will be releasing a full in-depth spoiler podcast soon, covering exactly how we feel about every aspect of Village. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a like, and let us know in the comments how you feel about Resident Evil Village. Until next time. A big shout out to everyone that supports us over on Patreon. Starting at just $1 a month, you can join on exclusive polls, and you can vote on content for the channel. We literally couldn't do this without you guys, and we really appreciate all the support across all tiers. Thank you for all your support, and we'll catch you next time right here on Let's Talk Resident Evil.